What's up, everyone? Thank you once again for joining me for a little sharpening session. These are fun little live streams to do. I get to talk to people, I get to create content, and now that I see that the videos are going up to YouTube and actually getting watched, I think it's pretty cool that it's going on another platform that we're growing. So I think tonight we're going to sharpen this finally. Probably my favorite non-Spyderco, top 3 anyway. It's my Arius Style 57. There you go. Style 57. Koenig Arius. Smoothest knife you could imagine. Perfect detent. Perfect flipper. Great finger flick. Super smooth drop. So I think we're going to sharpen this one first tonight. Earlier today, if you were with me, we sharpened this Ellen Elishewitz crazy ass custom knife and put a mirror on it. And it turned out really good, actually. I was really scared of this one. Turned out great. Sup, dude? It's nice we have repeat customers coming on a regular basis. Well, get this thing mounted up. So I have all these little pieces of chamois cloth. Some of them work better. This one gets used the most. This one's my Spyderco one. It's well worn and blackened, but it fits the spine of a Spyderco perfect. What one looks like it's going to fit? Probably this one. Okay, now we're going to align this so the tip and the heel are fairly parallel as much as possible with the jaws of the knife. Like that. That's pretty good. So tip to heel is pretty close to parallel. And that will help keep our angle consistent from tip to heel. So we're not sharpening one end steeper and one end more shallow. Okay. We're going to tape this bad boy up like you won't believe it because it's precious. Now, Koenigs are good because they have a really big sharpening choil, like really big, like the edge ends, and you have some space to get a stone into it to get the end of the edge actually. But we're still going to tape all this off. But Koenigs are pretty safe with hitting the ricasso. It's kind of hard to do it. Okay, we're going to start with 150 grit. And our sharpener, our last thing we sharpened was at 24 degrees. And Koenigs are usually really steep, like annoyingly steep. So let's see what this is actually at. It might be around 24. I might want to bring it down a little bit. It's like pretty close to 24. Whatever this is, it's pretty close to that. Let's see the other side. Yeah, we're pretty close to this angle. Let's see what we have. We're at with this knife, it's at 22 degrees. So that's actually about right. We're going to leave it there. I don't want to reprofile that. That's fine. So right at 22 degrees, and we're pretty close to right on the money. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to check our stop collar. And we're going to move it up just a little bit, just to be extra cautious. Okay. Back to our start side. And we're obviously going to put a mirror on this guy. We're going to go the effort to sharpen it. Obviously, the bevel is relatively nice because it's Koenig, so it's not all over the place. So 22-degree edge. We're matching what it was, what Bill put it at for the factory. Get down to the very heel, being careful not to really like hit anything, but we're pretty safe. Hello, Carlito. So we're pretty much right on the money as far as our angle goes. So we're not really going to have to do a lot of reprofiling. We're really just trying to create a burr and get the scratches out and make it nice and even. But we're right at 22 degrees. So we're just going to try to create a burr in the 7390. We got a burr on this side now pretty easily. Let's do one more pass with this 150 grit stone. And you want to feel for the burr as you run over it, and that way you kind of know you have the whole edge hit. Okay, we got a burr, whole edge, including the heel. Okay, last pass with the 150 grit. And Oz Roosevelt comes at 20 degrees from the factory, per the guy who sharpens them on one of the groups. Mine, I sharpened down to 19. This isn't by any means the steepest Koenig I've seen. I've seen Koenigs come at like my first one, although I didn't know how to read angles very well, I swear it was like a 27 or something ridiculous. Although I might have just been really sucky at figuring out what angle it was. Now that I think about that. But yeah, I've seen 23. I've seen 24. So this is pretty good. 22. 400 grit CBN stone. Oh, I need to pin this to the announcement so people can see it. Gotta find my post and pin it to the top. Do. Come on, where is it? Sort by new posts. There we go. Pinned to featured. So 400 grit stone, we're just trying to get rid of the scratches from the 150 grit stone. So we're going to go forward and backwards, kind of mess up the scratch pattern, and then we'll redo it. Find stuff that might be hiding in different lights. So we're doing more past the 400 grit to try to reduce the burr. Next stone, 800 grit. It feels so smooth. Like that's what's funny with these stones is like it doesn't feel like there's anything there. It feels like smoother than my desk. Well, it is smoother than my desk, but it's that little CBN that bites that steel, it makes the edge pretty, polishes it up. So 800 grit, this thing really kills the burr. And starts to get it polished up a little bit. Doesn't take a lot of passes or anything. It goes really quickly. If you're just joining us, we're sharpening my Koenig Arius Style 57 right now, my most treasured, prized, expensive, fancy-ass knife I own. It's going quite well. We're on the 800 grit stone. And now we're going to the 2000 grit stone. We're going to go to 5,000. We're going to go to 8,000 grit. I have the 8,000 stone. We're just going to do it because why not? It only takes a second. So these polishing grit stones, I'm not spending nearly as much time on them or as much pressure on these edges. I'm just getting the scratches out, polishing it up. So it's turning into a mirror quickly with the stone. Just one pass over the steel and it polishes it pretty well. At this point, you really don't have a burr anymore. You have 2,000 grit. It's like, I'm sure there's something there, but not really. Do they require any break-in? I don't think so. I don't remember what it was like when I got mine, to be honest, but I just started going with them. If they don't cut or you have problems, get back to me, but I think you can just go. I think a lot of people have got them lately, and I would have heard if they had issues with them by now. So do it. So 5,000 grit stone just for fun, make an extra shiny mirror. Extra polished, because why not? So it's shined up real nice. So now we're just taking a couple victory laps over this edge and make sure we get it as shiny as possible. It's all even. Get the very heel. Okay. Now we're going to do 8,000 grit stone because why not? This is as high as they go. This is as high as the Hapstone makes them. And then we're going to strop on the machine. And at this grit, the stone just feels like it's like floating over the bevel with very light pressure. It just kind of slides. It's very slick. It's a very slick stone over a very slick edge, so not a lot of friction. Okay. Now we're going to switch to a strop. Let's start at 0.5. I don't really know what the right answer is, but let's start at 0.5. We're going to adjust this to 22 degrees because we put a strop on, and since we're changing stone thicknesses, we need to adjust because this is 1.2 degrees off. You have the pretty big change. Depends on where you are on the edge, but this one took a pretty big change. Okay, 22 degrees. Flip it back to this side. Careful on your tip. You want to lift off when you get to the tip. because if there's little burrs or snags at your tip, it will grab the leather and scar it up real good. Or if you just drag it across the chip, it will kind of ruin your strop, so be careful. So we're just doing pulling strokes. Be very careful to lift up so you don't push into the leather, because if you do that, you'll have a bad time. You just will have a bad time. Okay, now we're going to switch to a 0.25 micron strop. I usually don't do multiple strops, but this one we're trying to really mirror up, so we're doing them all. We're doing everything. Doing it up. Got this thing looking legit. This is going to be so cool, guys. You don't even realize it. The reveal is going to be so sick and worth it. This is a nice looking edge. Nice little thin bevel. The hand satin Koenig blade. Mirrored up. Woo-wee! I'm excited. Okay, last drop. Because we got it, we're going to use it. 0.1 micron. This strop is from Gritomatic. No, it's from Hapstone. It's Hapstone Kangaroo leather strop. I got from Hapstone. I've got premium CBN. Awesome, dude. You got good ones. You got crits I don't even have. You got 80, 120, 240, 400, 600. I started using them and they work great. Shocking how well they cut. Yeah, they're awesome. What was your progression? Are you going to use all of them? I don't think you can probably go, I'm trying to see where you can skip. No, you can use all of them, I guess. You can probably skip the 240 or the, yeah, you got different options there for sure. Yeah, they're awesome. They cut amazing. There you go. Yeah, I usually start at 150. So that makes sense. So 0.1 micron, back to side one. Using gunny juice. Oh, I got a tear in this strap. I'm going to switch directions because it's going, crap. See, I got a little scar in that strap. It really doesn't take that long. It's kind of funny. Like, to mirror a knife compared to sharpening a knife, it's definitely a longer process, but we've only been here for 24 minutes, and this is going to be a ridiculously cool mirror. It didn't take that long. Right tools really help. A lot of people ask, like, oh, if I have cheap stones or if I use whatever, if it just takes longer to get a mirror edge. The answer is no. It just, sometimes you can't get it there with everything, or if it's going to take longer, it's going to take a lot longer. If you really want a mirror, you just got to bite the bullet and get tools that can create a mirror. Get the Sharpie off the edge. It's got to be looking really good when I did the reveal. Come on, Sharpie. There we go. Wipe it down. Chamois cloth, the best hank you can get. Better than any hank maker makes. Okay, how's it look? Is that juicy or what? Ooh, yeah. Turned out beautiful. Let's see if it cuts. Well, just cut my screen on my computer. That would suck. It cuts. It cuts well. Cut better than it did. Cutting with the hologram is kind of different. But yeah, here we go. That's what we did today, folks. Well, thank you for joining. I enjoy doing these when people watch. We got a lot of people watching right now, actually. Cool. Thank you, Michael. Whoa. So what else do you guys want to see or do or know? That was the highlight of the episode, was sharpening that. I'm still playing with this thing from last episode. Alan Leishwitz is pretty fun. Yeah, that's the cool thing about sharpening, though, is you get to experience knives that you would only normally get to see at a knife show or someone that happens to collect it. I get crazy stuff through every day. Not this crazy. This is top of the end of the crazy almost. But, Hinder, CRKs, all sorts of cool stuff I get to handle and sharpen and make infinitely better sometimes the shitty edges that they come in with. Let's see that again. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, it's silky. Spotty Hole CRK was probably my favorite knife that I've had in to sharpen so far. And it did very well on Instagram. So apparently other people think it's as cool as I do too, because it blew up my Instagram. Yeah, that Spider Hole, that was a dope knife. I'm starting to change my mind on CRK. I still fucking hate how they are to open. I wish I could get over it, but I can't. When you say you should sharpen more factory edges or resharpening edges, that is an interesting question. It's probably more factory edges. I get some pretty abused edges in. I get some shit that's wild that I don't even know how people did it. And they're to fix, and I'm able to fix them. I'm happy to do that. Factory edges, I get a lot of knives that have never cut a thing, and it's like totally fine. I'd sharpen my own knives. I want them to look nice. I want them to be cool. But yeah, I do get a lot of knives that have never cut anything, and they want to be sharp. So that's okay too. A lot of factory edges are really shitty, like Benchmades. I get those in, and those things have crap edges sometimes. See, yeah. For true. All right, I think we're going to call this video good, the Koenig sharpening video. Again, we sharpened my Koenig Arius Style 57. Boom. And we put this sexy, watery, wet-looking edge on it. Oh, that was nice. 8,000 grit mirror, dropped down to 0.1 micron with gunny juice. That's the works, folks. That's all I got for equipment maxed out. But it's sharp. It's not like not sharp. But it's not like cutting the space-time continuum in half. It's just as sharp as a knife is going to get at 400 grit as it's going to get at 8,000 grit. It's probably more dangerous to touch the edge at 400 grit, though. But it cuts well. So I will see you guys maybe again tonight, maybe some other time, but I will see you again soon. Peace out.